Hey guys, it's Ratio here with another Pokemon review. This time it's two different Mewtwo keychains, both relatively rare. They're by two different brands. There is the Accessory Network Mewtwo keychain and the Berkshire Fashions Mewtwo keychain. Funny story about the Berkshire Fashions. When I first got a hold of him, I had never seen one before, and I showed him to a community of Pokemon collectors. And nobody else in the community said, oh yeah, no, I've totally seen that. Everybody else was kind of like, huh, I've never seen that plush. It must be a bootleg. It's a bootleg. It looks weird. It's a bootleg. Totally a bootleg. And I was like, oh, that's kind of disappointing. And then I thought, no, I totally have a Squirtle keychain that's got the same keychain. It's by by Berkshire Fashions. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna find out. And I found a phone number for Berkshire Fashions and called and verified that he is indeed an authentic piece, and since I've seen a couple of them in several big-time private Mewtwo collectors' collections, but he is very, very rare. The Accessory Network Mewtwo keychain is generally considered relatively rare. The Berkshire Fashions is just ridiculously rare. The Accessory Network is rare enough, but not heartbreakingly rare. So we'll take a look at the Accessory Network first. He's got some kind of sloppy embroidery on the eyes. You can see where the white pokes out of the black line stretches out too long. There's this extra black line on there. He's got sloppy nose embroidery to the max, and his eyes are uneven. Some more sloppy eye embroidery. This time the iris sticks out of the white of the eye. Very sloppy embroidery, sloppy stitching, sloppy patterning. He's a sloppy keychain, but he's a keychain that's made for children. And if we check the date on his tag, it looks like he is a keychain that was made for children on or around 1998. So he's dated. He's allowed to be a little bit sloppy. We've got some more sloppy stitch work on his chest plate. But once you get past the sloppy face, he's kind of a stout little plush. He's got good hind feet, with the toe division. A little bit sloppy in the back, a little bit sloppy, between his legs. He's got alright hands for being the size that he is. You have to allow a certain amount of sloppiness on a mass-produced plush this size. He's got the purple chest, purple belly, excuse me. Purple tail, great big plastic lavender keychain that's attached to an elastic strap on his head. We'll take another look at the tush tag, which is very big, and I always complain about huge tush tags, because it's kind of like, ridiculous. And then we see sloppy stitching on the tail. Overall, the stitching on him is very, very sloppy. Like I said, he's a keychain made for children, but come on, guys. You don't just have to be super sloppy about it. You can have, some decency. So now that we've gone through the Accessory Network, let's take a look at the Berkshire Fashions. One of the things that I love about this plush are the eyes. I think he has the most successful eyes of almost any Mewtwo plush. They're cute. The color is done well. It's remarkably tight embroidery for being such a small detail. And they maintain the original shape. They're the original shape. They look like Mewtwo's eyes. They totally do. They're not cheapified, but they do a really, really good job. His face, you can see his eyes are slightly uneven, but for the most part even nostrils, even stitching. One ear cocks a little bit to the side, but I think that might have happened over the course of, that happened over the course of the years, just from being pushed around a bit. You can see that the stitching is pulling apart a bit on his chest. He has no chest plate, though he does have those, shoulder arches going on. His hands, I have always thought, are remarkably cute. They're clutched into fists, and you actually have a division of 3 fingers, which is downright impressive for the size of plush. Thing to note, he does not have a purple belly nor a purple tail. He is all one uniform color, and that was one of the original odd things that made everybody in the community cry bootleg right away. He's got his additional spine, a little bit of stitching coming loose right in there and in there. His hind feet are kind of weird. Definitely not as successful as the Accessory Network's hind feet. They're kind of demented looking. But we can ignore them and focus on the face and the hands and think, wow, that's actually a really cute plush. Look at the tag. Tag is in color. Tag is also pretty big. So we can't say, oh, okay, well, you know, this one's got a small tag. It's got a big tag, you can see, made by Berkshire Fashions. His keychain is metal on a much longer strap. I've never fully understood the Berkshire Fashions keychain straps, like why they're so long, but I guess they work. I've just never fully understood the logic. Overall, though, very cute plush. Let's bring them up now that we've seen them both and do some comparisons. There are the eyes. You can see that the shape of the Berkshire Fashions eyes, very nice, tight embroidery. Front view of the two faces, Berkshire Fashions, definitely less sloppy, though plain, as you can see when we look at their chests. Look at their hands. Accessory Network is just a round mitten. Basically, Berkshire Fashions divided into fingers. You can look at their tails. They both have good tail shapes. It's a shame that the Berkshire Fashions isn't purple, but you know, I'm kind of letting it slide because I like the face so much. Hind feet, Accessory Network, definitely a bit more successful than Berkshire Fashions. Hind feet from the bottom. But the Berkshire Fashions overall much less sloppy. A much less sloppy job. We can compare their keychains right there. So, like I said, put them both back. They are both relatively rare keychains, with Berkshire Fashions being significantly more rare than Accessory Network. If you can get a hold of them, I recommend it. They're cute. They definitely are two things that you would feel missing if you were pursuing a Mewtwo plush collection. They definitely are required in a Mewtwo plush collection, in my personal opinion, because they do both represent an important part of American Pokemon history for a lot of American collectors. This is where we started. This is something we had as children. This is something we remember. Not the highest quality plushes in the world, but for what's available of Mewtwo, the Berkshire Fashions definitely makes my list of some of the higher quality or cuter ones. So, this is Horatio signing out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all at the next review.